MySpace and Facebook and TikTok. I know I said it again, right? I'm thinking myself, right? Well, okay, so there's no MySpace. My bad. Okay. So anyway, you're gonna either spend your time on social media, on your computer, or some of you are gonna say, this is a tool. And we are in a global economy, a knowledge and information-based economy, and this tool, I can make some money with, right? But it's a choice. We're gonna have a choice of what we do, so that's what we're gonna talk about. Next slide. So this is our organization. It started here with the K-12 education program, and the first cohort of students are now employed. One of them is the right hand to the CEO of U-Haul International. He's over the conversion of all of their vehicles from gas to electric. He's from Kansas City. Nesby Junior chapter. We go from the STEAM Village to Nesby Junior K-12 to our 18 and up. And we also have a TV channel. You can go to Roku, Apple TV, you can see our TV channel. Google for STEAM Village TV. Next slide. That's a little bit about us. Now we're gonna get in and talk about y'all. This is my favorite picture, right? Literally, this is your first 12 years of your life. I mean, your first 12 years of your education. Everybody's telling you what to do, what to learn, how to learn it, where to learn it, and giving you an A, B, C, D, right? Right? But now, you got this same bridge, but you're going this bridge of adults. So I ask you to ask your question. What is your choice? Will you dare to be different and dare to be great? Or will you go down the road of average and mediocrity? That's a choice you all have to make. Next slide. Education. We're going to redefine education right now. Did y'all know Dr. King made this quote? Repeat after me. The function of education?
The function of education
is to teach one to think intensively.
Is to teach one to think intensively.
And to think critically.
And to think critically.
Intelligence plus character.
Intelligence plus character.
That is the goal of true education.
That is the goal of true education.
Have you all heard that before?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it reflected in your diploma? Is it reflected in your grades? Probably. I say it is, right? Because that's you, that's your heart, and that's who you are, right? So I'm gonna ask you all to dream big and dare to be different and dare to be great. Next slide. Our program believes that we can disrupt poverty through education. And we believe that, and we've proved that. Those young people I told you making $31 an hour, that is each of you all, right? You're gonna have to go to college. Wouldn't it be great to finish college without a bunch of bills and a bunch of debts, right? Wouldn't it be great to finish college and maybe even have a business like Tony, that one I told you left and started a business, 2 or 3, first 2 failed, but he didn't stop, right? Wow, people calling me on my phone, sorry. Okay, next slide. Let's go on. So you're gonna actually get a laptop. You're gonna get an IT certification called a digital literacy certification, and it's gonna be the beginning. It's gonna be the beginning of a pathway that can lead you into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pathways: information security, networking, cloud, IT service management, software development, and training. Now, before I go any further, let me ask you all a question. Raise your hand high if you've heard of the Society of Women Engineers. Boom, beautiful. 4. We're four better than we were this morning. Raise your hand high if you have heard of the Society of Hispanic Engineers. Beautiful. We've got more. Okay, raise your hand if you have heard of the National Society of Black Engineers. Perfect. 4. What do you know about those programs I just told you about?
Well, I know most of the time they're from minorities, of course, and it makes the society a lot easier and better because not a lot of people actually go into those types of programs. It's not it wasn't offered in the beginning.
It wasn't offered. Let me tell you all something. Take your pencil, write down Society of Women Engineers if you're a woman, and if you're a male or a woman, write down the Society of Hispanic Engineers and write down the National Society of Black Engineers and Google those. And here's why. Y'all see that? What does that mean? Money. Money. That young man I told you about, he left Kansas City with $30,000 in scholarship money because of NSBE. Every year, NSBE has a conference where they have a college fair that's giving away scholarships to juniors and seniors, and they have a career fair, and they're hiring, I tell you, juniors, sophomores, juniors, and seniors in college go to this convention and they get hired by Northrop Grumman, Microsoft, Boeing. You need to look at this, okay? I'm sorry that most of you haven't heard it, but I'm telling you, that's a resource for your money to fund your college. Fortune 1, Fortune 500 companies pour millions of dollars into NSBE, SWE, Society of Women Engineers, Society of Hispanic Engineers, to give scholarships to rooms like this, okay? Next slide. Well, no, go back. All right, one more, forward. No, there we go. So, what you're gonna do is IC3GS6, and it is basically preschool. Once you get these certifications, you're gonna get a laptop. You do not have, it's not rocket science. You guys know all of this stuff. I've gotta give you a pacing guide for 4 weeks. I've seen it done in a week, okay? So, but I wanna point this out. When you finish this, you can take any one of these courses, and I'm gonna do this. The first one of these courses in the beginner on any one of these pathways, information security, network, cloud, IT service management, is a CompTIA A+ certification. It is an industry recognized certification, recognized globally by Microsoft, Google, Tesla, everybody. If you complete the IC3GS6, and when you get your laptop, you can make a request. I would like to have the A+ 101, A+ 102 courses. We will give you those courses, no charge. You're probably gonna look at it on your syllabus and they're gonna charge you at college. We're gonna give you a heads up, okay? Let's step up. Next slide. Now, brain sports, 100% of the players will go pro. This is a job, career, business. There's a job, career, and business out there for you. You guys see these career technical educations. We're not a school, right? But what you do see, agriculture, arts, media, entertainment, building construction, fashion, interior design, health science, medical technology, hospitality, tourism. Can we go back a slide, one slide? All of this stuff, back, is at the foundation of all of these CTEs. So what we're doing is giving you a tool, the computer, and we're giving you the curriculum, the certification to put you on a path so that you can make that choice. Okay, next slide. Another note I want you to take down, Justice 40. Justice 40. Justice 40 Initiative. How many of you, raise your hand if you've heard about the $1 billion infrastructure bill? One person. 2 people, you've heard about it, right? This means that 40% of that $1 billion infrastructure has to go into underserved communities and tribal lands. And guess what? It's not happening because, guess what? We're not standing up projects. What we're hoping that you will end up doing is looking at things, learning, researching, and saying stand-up projects, because that money that us people 60 and older are talking about and policing about, that's your money. Now, it's gonna be up to y'all to make the decision. Are you gonna stay on social media? Are you gonna learn more, dig deeper, and go and find it, right? All right, next slide. Now, let's get into the certification. IC3GS6, Office 2016. This is what your learning system's gonna look like. There are 30 lessons total. That's only 24 hours of content. 24 hours of content. You have your content, you have your resources, you have your bookmarks, you have your glossary, my activity, and I made it even different. I made it even easier for you. I took all of the resource books and put it in a folder called Week 1. All of the resource books for the second one, put it in Week 3. So all of the answers are there. But again, you have a choice, right? That choice is, I can take the answers, not learn anything, answer the questions, get my laptop. That's a possibility. One day I'll probably be pulling up to McDonald's and say I'd like a quarter pounder of cheese. And you'd be like, yo, Mr. Wells, you didn't study, you didn't do it, right? Or you can take that laptop, you can take this free curriculum, you can take the A+, and you can say, you know what? I don't wanna be working when I'm 40 or 45. And I know that they need somebody to fix these kiosks that are replacing these cashiers. That can be me. Or if I'm gonna design clothes, that can be me. but getting this digital literacy is your foundation. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Okay, next slide. Let's dive into it. There's only 3 modules. Computer fundamentals. Raise your hand if you've used a computer. That means y'all have already gotten all of this lift, right? It's one thing to use something, it's another thing to use something and master it, right? Like, I don't work on cars, but I drive cars. So when my car breaks, what do I have to do? Get broke. I had to reach in my pocket as a consumer and pay somebody who said, you know what, I like cars, I'm gonna learn cars, I'm gonna master cars so I can fix your car, right? So it's the same thing. So we have computer fundamentals, key applications, and living online. Next slide. Key applications, computer fundamentals, there's only 10 lessons. As you complete a lesson, it will tell you what your percentage is. I'm sorry, I mean to be in your way. Tell you what your percentage is. There's a pre-assessment. Take the pre-assessment once and keep it moving. Take the pre-assessment one time. If you got 100 or 10, doesn't matter. Just take it once. But do the tutorials. If there's a lab, do the labs, okay? Take 24 hours of your time and do the work, master it, because if you master this first step, everything else is gonna come easy to you, okay? So, that's the computing fundamentals. Next slide. Key applications. Word processing. Can somebody tell me what is the word processing? What application do we use for word processing?
Word.
Word. There we go. Spreadsheets. What application we use for spreadsheets?
Excel.
Yes. What do we use for databases?
Sheets.
Excel. Excel, right? People don't realize that Excel is at the core of a lot of your databases, a lot of the video games, at the core of it is the Excel spreadsheet. So, do I use Excel just to log my inventory, or can I use Excel and use the formulas, do calculations, put my own AI to it? That's why you need to learn and master this. Presentations, what do we use for presentations? PowerPoint, okay. App culture, next slide. Living online, now, internet navigation, functionality, email clients, Calendly. How many of you in here use a calendar? Y'all on time. So y'all on time everywhere you go? For the most part. Use your calendar. Every phone has one. Every smartwatch has one. Every computer has one, especially if you use an email client. That will help you do what? Somebody help me out. Time management and organize your what? Organize your life, right? Makes it easier. Now, again, pre-assessment, we're gonna take it how many times? All right. Then you have a post-assessment. The post-assessment, you can take as many times as you need to take it, right? You get 80% on your post-assessment, you get a certificate. If you get 90% or higher, you get a certificate and a badge. Is that certificate that you get industry recognized? No, it is not. You would have to go and get another test, take another exam, which we give because we are a CompTIA education academic partner. So we can give you an industry certification that you can take the test, pass the test, get your certificate, and then go to Microsoft and say, here's my certificate. I'm ready to work, okay? Next slide. This is what the certificate looks like. You will have 3 of them that go in your portfolio and your resume and your scholarship application. GS level 1, next slide. Level 2, next slide. Level 3, next slide. So, pacing guide. Again, I broke this into 4 weeks. Week 1, you should be able to knock out computer fundamentals. Take your key applications assessment, 80% or higher, 90% or higher, earn certificate and badge, 80% earn certificate. Next slide. Week 2, key applications. There's what we're going for. Take it one time, pass with 80% or higher. Next slide. Week 3, same thing. Now, at week 3, you'll see I say submit and order laptop pickup between July 15th and 26th. And August 5th and August 16th. The reason there's a gap between the 27th and the 4th is because we're out of town on the East Coast, okay? But just because you submitted your order and you scheduled your laptop pickup for July 26th, we're gonna log it. If July 26th comes and you have not, next slide, finish that. You don't get the laptop. But look at what this is. When to email, when to text, when not to text, when to instant message, phone, and VoIP. Anybody know what VoIP is? My man. All right, you going to UNKC? School of Engineering? All right, no, that's right. Good, we got you there. Online conferencing, remote computing. You have your workbooks, you have your labs, but this is your moneymaker right here, y'all. This last one is your moneymaker. I do not care how many certifications, how many degrees, BS, PhD, if you don't master this, life's gonna be hard. And all this is just like being a good person, good people, respecting others. Things that y'all see on TV that they don't show us that we do, right? Digital principles, ethics, skills, and citizenship. Easy peasy. Order your computer, knock that out. Next slide. All right, everybody get your phone out, take this picture. You're gonna get these slides. We set up a classroom, Microsoft Teams. You're familiar with Microsoft Teams. You will have a Microsoft Teams classroom. You will log into the Microsoft Teams classroom and you will be able to get to your account. Next slide. Next slide. No, let me go to the internet.
Did everybody get a picture?
No.
Oh, they didn't get a picture. My bad.
Everybody did.
I'm sorry. Y'all, my ADD just kicked in. Y'all wanna know what happened? Let me get out the way.
Thank you, you are late.
You're struggling to get it in the front. It's on the
It's
side
on
and
the
in the
side,
back
well,
too.
and in the back. Well, I forgot you could do that.
And you'll get this packet, you'll have this packet, but I just wanted to tell you, you'll be able to log in, this will log you into your team's classroom at any time. And you'll also have a direct link. Okay? Cool? Are y'all excited about this?
Yeah.
You serious? Yo, it's funny. I didn't get my first computer until my freshman year in college. That was about 3 months after the Lord's Supper. No, just play. Let me go to the website. Everybody got a picture? I want to show you the learning platform real quick. Is that cool? And then we get out. See? Look at that. What time is it? 8 minutes till. Ah, my bad. I know. He's looking at me like, yo, I said 6:15. All right. So this is our website. I'm going to take you to where your learning platform is. We built out a virtual twin of Kansas City.
When?
And you're going to go into the Education and Discovery lobby. This will be a hot link. You won't have to go through all of this. We'll go in the Innovation Hub. Nope, I'm in the wrong place. I'm sorry. I'm in this one. This is our IT Skill Trade Certification part. You see this right here? It says IC3 GS6 Digital Literacy Certification. You're going to click on that door. And that door, right now, it's going to take you to our website, but it's going to take you to here. And you'll log in. You'll get a username. All of your usernames will be your first initial, last name, at STEMCityKC.net. Write that part down, at STEMCity, at STEMKC.net, because you'll log into all of the passwords will be your first initial, last name, and that domain. Yes, STEM, STEMKC.net. Pardon me? Oh yeah, you want to put it on the, here. See, when you have tech skills, you can just say, let me just add it here.
Mr. Segoviano was gonna write it.
Got it? Blow it up?
Yeah.
And you can stand on the side and the back as well.
And you said that was our first initial and our last name?
First initial last name. You're gonna get your actual login because some of you have like, you know, if you have Brian Harris, it's probably Dr. Harris and then Br Harris. All right. Can I go on?
Everybody got it?
Everybody got it?
And we'll
Okay.
email everything to you.
First initial.
Oh, how many classes? What am I doing? I gotta be smarter than the average bear. I'm up here typing blind, y'all, for real. I'm in reader denial. I don't like to wear readers. I can see stuff far away, but I can't see stuff up close. All right, there we go. All right, so you're gonna log in and you're gonna hit start. Esau, you wanna hit start for me? Hit start. This is what the learning management system looks like. You'll see you have your, it'll tell you how far you are. And we have 3 minutes. Let's take a quick test. For y'all. Yeah. Let's do a quick pre-assessment with them. There we go. It won't let me do it there. Yeah, it will. All right. I don't have any gift cards. You all usually have gift cards. Y'all got $25, $50, $75 gift cards to give away if they get the question. Oh, I'm trying.
That's not us.
Good, they didn't start.
We got movies.
All right. All right, which is used to make sure a user can surf the internet without the browser remembering cookies, keeping a browser history, or storing anything in the cache.
Private.
Private window? Raise your hand if you think it's sleep mode. No. Raise your hand if you think it's a screensaver. No. Raise your hand if you think it's private mode. Y'all remember that slide? All the people going left, and that one going right? Raise your hand if you think it's antivirus software. Man, a whole bunch of people abstain. What's the answer? Yeah, then next. Oh, she didn't tell us. Which is one possible disadvantage of using wireless networks versus a wired network? What is a disadvantage of using a wireless network versus a wired network? More cost? Raise your hand. 1. Less security? Raise your hand. All right. More hardware? Raise your hand. Less maneuverability? Okay. All right. So hold on a second. A disadvantage of using wireless. So if it's wireless, is it mobile? If it's wireless, is it mobile?
Yeah.
So if it's wireless and if it's mobile, how can it be less maneuverability? So we can eliminate that, right? More hardware. How do I know if it's hardware? I had to read the manual and do the work, didn't I? Okay. But yeah, it is less security. It's less security. We'll do one more. That's how we did earlier. Hey. 5:59. All right, what are the 3 basic power options on a Windows 8 machine?
Ooh.
All right, sleep. Sleep, raise your hand if it's sleep. Raise your hand if it's restart.
What was the question?
Raise your hand if you're shut down.
So we picked three.
Which one of the following is not?
Which are three? So we gotta pick three.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is a good point. How many of you, raise your hand, how many of you play video games? All right. Me too. I play Madden all the time. So here's the thing. Education versus gaming. Digital education, online test taking, right? You all heard of a word or term called computational thinking? You have? Tell me, what is it?
Isn't computational thinking like breaking down a problem?
It's breaking down a problem. But in order to break down the problem, you have to understand the problem, right? Right? So that is, man, if you take a test, a lot of people take tests. There's a lot of super brilliant people that show as D students because they take their tests as if they're playing a video game. Think about it. When we play a video game, we react to what we see on the screen. No, we call ourselves having strategy and doing this, but we're reacting. And a lot of people do that. So when you computationally think on a test, you're gonna read the question, process the question, read it again, then answer it. You're responding versus reacting. If I'm playing a video game, I'm reacting. If I'm taking a test, I need to be thinking. If I'm thinking, critically thinking, remember Dr. King's education, I'm responding. You respond strategically, not emotionally. Make sense? Yes, ma'am.
So, question about the question, right? So I was writing it down because I was trying to visualize the shutdown screen. So, couldn't it either be restart or reboot? Because don't they do the same thing?
Good question.
What are the options? I can't see him.
Okay, sleep, restart,
And shutdown.
shut down, reboot.
Okay, and what's the question?
So since y'all are no longer in high school, I can tell y'all that in high school, first paragraph, summary, and then I would say, well, that. Three of these things are alike and one of them ain't.
No, see, here's the thing though. I'm scared.
That's called breaking down a problem computationally without even knowing the real answer.
Yeah. But I feel like restart and reboot can't be this because they're technically the same thing. I think reboot might be the odd one out.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, thank you.
That's a good point.
It can go by itself.
Yeah, sleep is the one where you just let it go. It's not fully off, but it's in rest mode.
It's in rest mode, so it's not off, right?
Exactly.
And he said, which one is not a power mode?
Which one is not one of the basic power options? Like when you hold down the power button, there's three
Oh, yeah,
options.
reboot.
Yeah.
Just reboot.
Yeah.
Because restart sleep and shut off.
Hit next. I'll post in the team's chat the answer. All right, let's exit.
Hey, this is a Windows-based computer. Just hit the thing. Just grade and exit or just save and exit?
Save and exit, because I want to give them that answer. Because if you grade it, it's going to say
Yeah.
38 questions. It's going to give us a big old Christmas tree. You ever got a paperback and you had so many check marks and it looked like a Christmas tree? Christmas tree. All right, that's all I have. We'll every Tuesday. I'm probably going to come back next Tuesday because there's a couple of really. Can I show one video?
No.
Can I show one video?
He is gonna go to
Please.
16.
For him.
Send it to him.
No.
We gotta go. We gotta
Oh.
We gotta go.
You're not going to bill me for not being 45 minutes? I
I
was supposed to do 45 minutes. We're gone.
You can show
I'll
it
show
next
y'all the
time.
video next week.
Next time. But wait a minute, we want to make sure that it's crystal clear that you're going to send me username, passwords, the pacing guide. Now, I wanted to have a pacing guide to make sure that everybody's successful. You know, you have each week and what you need to do. But if you can knock it out in a week, 2 weeks, that's on you. You can knock it out in one day, and that's what you're gonna do. That's fine. But I just wanna make sure you have that pacing guide so that you can be successful no matter what. So, Mr. Wells will send me your username, password, pacing guide, all that information. You can also, as you said this morning, there's a place in the platform where you can type questions, but also 24/7, but also Mr. Wells will give us information that if there's something, if the system kicks you out, if you're having technical issues or just a question, that 24/7 you can have support in that. So I will be sending everything to you. Make sure you look for your emails. I'll also be sending information about, I said, our Worlds of Fun tickets, which are next week. Summer You Fun. Today you'll get movie ticket packet, but next week is Worlds of Fun. Make sure that you answer. I'll do a quick little Google survey to see what dates you're interested in, because we want to make sure that you use that ticket packet for Worlds of Fun and have a good time. So I will be sending out probably in the next couple days. I'll get the information hopefully from you tomorrow, and then I'll start sending everything out.
Do anybody have any questions? Do anybody have any questions for me?
So wait, for this entire information, don't we need a computer to do this, or like?
That's a good question.
Hey,
Hey, no, look, Miss Lisa, he said, do we need a computer to do this? He's like, well, how am I supposed to do this if I don't have a computer?
So rude.
Yeah, thank you. Between 11 and 1 on Tuesdays, we will have computers for you if you want to come here and if you want to do a study hall.
You see that?
Can you do it on your phone, Mr. Wells?
Phone too, right?
You can do it on your phone as well.
You can answer the questions, you can watch the videos on your phone, but you cannot do the labs on your phone.
So that's where you can come, okay. So
And there's
11 to 1 on
always
Tuesday.
a library.
yeah, so that was just question.
Okay, when you're
Well,
saying
the
that
point
you
in
need a
getting a free
computer as well,
laptop, when you don't have a
email me.
laptop,
I'm the
is
one
so
that
that you
emails
will have a
me.
laptop.
Yeah.
So 11 to 1,
We'll get it
we'll have
together.
laptops.
We'll work it out.
From 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Every Tuesday.
Any more questions?
Yes, Tuesday.
Are y'all good?
Of course.
I promise you this. I promise you this. If you knock out the IC3 and you request the 101 and the 1002 and you do them, you'll be able to write your own tickets. I guarantee you that. Whatever it is you want to do, I can pull up those CTEs and I can tell you. And I'll be here for 4 weeks, so just letting you know. All right? Thank you all for having me. See you, sir.
So before
Until now, last mile network capacity has been the big bottleneck for delivering premium digital services. DSL and cable modem systems, today's most common last mile solutions, certainly represent a major advance over 56K dial-up modem technology. but both have significant limitations. Cable modems use a non-switched architecture designed for simultaneous broadcasting to everyone on the network. So, information sent by a user competes with everything else on the entire network, even if it's just going across the street. With so much information being sent network-wide, traffic backs up, security is compromised, access is limited, and speed is reduced dramatically, from an advertised maximum speed of 10 megabits per second to only 1 megabit per second or less. DSL uses existing analog copper phone systems, a technology never designed for broadband digital traffic. DSL capacity degrades significantly with distance. Its maximum speed of 7 megabits per second is only available to subscribers within approximately 3,000 feet of the central office. Beyond that, most customers get less than 1 megabit per second service, and 30% of homes and businesses are geographically unable to get DSL service at all. Both cable modem and DSL networks are asymmetric, meaning they cannot fully support applications requiring equal downstream and upstream speeds. So, these systems simply can't deliver bandwidth-intensive two-way services like virtual private networking and video conferencing. DSDN switches and switched network architecture provide intelligent, efficient bandwidth and traffic management. To prevent congestion, DSDN technology routes data packets intelligently within the network. When a user sends information, the DSDN network selects the shortest, most efficient path and routes the packet to its destination. This destination-specific routing also enhances network security. If one area of the network is experiencing high traffic, packets may be rerouted through areas of less traffic using redundant links between the nodes. Even if a cable is cut, DSDN's multipath routing capabilities easily detour around the affected area to deliver continuous service. Unlike cable modem systems, which transmit every communication network-wide, DSDN routes internal network traffic directly from its origin to its destination, making DSDN the most efficient peer-to-peer solution available.
Welcome to the world of limitless opportunity. Hundreds and thousands of data points collated and seamlessly shared at lightning speed to a central cloud, feeding the creation of sophisticated on-demand simulations, highly detailed synthetic worlds, accurate virtual models, a perfect digital twin of anything you can imagine. The Internet of Simulation is your passport to a world of possibilities. A smart testing and analysis platform with the power to predict behavior and deliver in-depth, actionable, intelligent insights. Do you want to make your city smarter? The data collation and analysis capabilities of the Internet of Simulation offer untold opportunities. In a warehouse, simulations forecast the best route through the system, exploring thousands of possible scenarios, compared against live data cues from cars, buildings, and people, creating a logistical, virtual roadmap, predicting outcomes, enabling smart decisions, identifying the most efficient, cost-effective path from warehouse to delivery point. Do you need a deeper, on-demand view of your data? As systems get more connected, the Internet of Simulation enables faster modeling of the whole network, from device to cloud, creating a chain reaction of processes, drawing power from miles away, exploring all these simultaneous events that can be tracked and analyzed in a virtual world of complex data, pulled together into place for a clearer, bigger picture. Do you want to improve manufacturing processes or accurately calculate premiums? A car is manufactured from thousands of parts, shipped in from worldwide suppliers, each part with a history and behavior, in a simulation shared over the cloud, which are brought together using co-simulation to create a digital twin that's augmented with driver behavior and car performance, where everything is recorded, analyzed, and predicted, allowing the premium to be adjusted as things change. Can you begin to imagine the potential of these groundbreaking digital twins? What opportunities and safeguards could this unlock for your business? Are you ready to unlock the power of the Internet of Simulation?
You've probably heard about it. And you may know that today's architects, engineers, construction professionals, and owners are using BIM from small or seemingly simple projects, like a building or roadway, to complex, multidisciplinary projects, like a major urban development, and everything in between. But what is it? What is BIM? BIM, Building Information Modeling, at its core, is a holistic process for creating and managing project data within an intelligent 3D model. From plan and design to build and operate, it's much more than a single tool or technology. It's the foundation for digital transformation in the architecture, engineering, and construction industry. With BIM, project teams can collaborate in a shared cloud-based environment. BIM allows teams to create a dynamic 3D model of all the data associated with the project, capturing all physical and functional characteristics and relationships for buildings and infrastructure. Everyone on the team can access all essential data in real time to collaborate more easily, to use simulation and analysis, and convey design intent to improve designs, quality, and client satisfaction. And with today's critical need for sustainable construction practices and eco-friendly structures, teams can efficiently explore a wide range of options and develop innovative strategies to deliver comfort, performance, and energy savings. BIM enables close collaboration across design and construction teams, which can help reduce errors and rework and help teams achieve improved timelines, cost savings, and better project outcomes. Innovators like you are shaping new possibilities, moving ideas and designs from 2D to 3D and into the cloud, collaborating smarter to create solutions that the world needs today and tomorrow. And that is the power of BIM.
BIM, or Building Information Modeling, has been making headlines across the construction industry for some time now. You might have read about it in construction magazines or heard about it during engineering or architecture conferences. Some of you might already be using BIM for your projects. We thought it would be a good idea to make a short video about what exactly building information modeling is, and how it is useful for engineers, architects, and construction professionals. To explain the video, we have used simulations that were kindly provided by the cloud-based simulation provider, SimScale. Let's start with the basics. What exactly is Building Information Modeling, or BIM? In simple terms, BIM is a digital representation of a building's physical and functional properties and characteristics. BIM goes further than just a building's physical appearance and includes information about every component that goes into a project. This helps the designer, whether it's an architect, engineer, or construction professional, to create and design more effectively when compared to other tools on the market today. Every component of a building is essentially a BIM object. This means you could take a window, a door, or an HVAC system as an example, and the file will tell you the product's properties, like thermal performance, its physical characteristics, a graphical representation of what the product actually looks like, product's functional data, allowing the user to manipulate the object the way it was intended to be used. So we can say that BIM is first and foremost a process, but it's much more than that. BIM is a 3D modeling based process that provides architecture, engineering, and construction professionals information and tools to efficiently plan, design, construct, and manage buildings and structures. The essence of the BIM process is that it enables the creation of virtual 3D models that can be explored and manipulated, making it easier to understand the relations between spaces, materials, and systems. A database generates a 3D image and creates building plans. Thus, the BIM process can build, view, and test a structure in 3D. These abilities allow revisions and the assembly of accurate details. The detailed data permits design, clash detection, cost, and scheduling. Each of the stages of design and construction benefit from its involvement in BIM. The most known BIM software solutions are Revit, Navisworks, Autodesk BIM 360, SketchUp, as well as ArchiCAD and Vectorworks Architect. As technology continues to advance, computer-aided engineering, CAE, software is also becoming part of the construction industry. CAE, also called engineering simulation, is being used by engineers and architects to predict wind loads on buildings, ensure pedestrian comfort in urban areas, validate HVAC systems, control air quality and contamination in clean rooms, laboratories, or underground spaces, predict smoke spread, and optimize thermal comfort. Although not usually integrated with BIM software yet, simulation tools are becoming more and more accessible through cloud computing. Here are a few applications. HVAC system. This video shows the comparison of two ducting designs that were simulated for an inlet velocity of 5 meters per second with the SimScale platform. The blue region on the velocity bar represents the low velocity region, while the red region represents the high velocity region. The first design is an unoptimized one which has sharp angles, while the second design, optimized, is a more curvy one.
You probably know Vistaprint for business cards, but did you know we also print that, and that, and that?
Pedestrian wind comfort. The Flatiron building in New York generates very strong winds. The building splits Broadway and Fifth Avenue and sits at the end of an open corridor created by Madison Square Park at the north. At this location, winds tend to be very high. In the case shown, the wind flow direction is from the north, but slightly aligned with the Broadway street. This produces the most interesting effects as the flow encounters the unique front shape. The animation kindly provided by SimScale shows the flow speed, where the red color shows the higher flow speeds. In these conditions, the wind gusts reach the front leading edge / cone shape of the building that creates accelerated flow and vortices on the Broadway and especially Fifth Avenue side. Wind loads on buildings. We can see the main effects of the structure optimization in this animation that shows the flow physics at 3 different cross sections along the height. Close to the base height level, the area is the largest, and so is the wake behind the structure. But the corner softening helps to avoid strong vortexes. At mid-height, the cross-sectional area not only decreases, but also changes between symmetric and non-symmetric form. In this animation, a non-symmetric section is highlighted that shows non-coherent vortex shedding. This helps to spread out the frequencies along the height and avoid a single dominant oscillation. At the very top, the wind speeds are the highest, but as the cross-section area is rather small, due to tapering, the forces are thus small also. Combined together, the structure is very well optimized with wind loading and is effective in taming the wind.
What if you could build your own city? A place where every child can find nurturing people to help them achieve their full potential. A place where every adult can access job training support, where health education is abundant, where social justice ruled the land. A place without limitations. Welcome. You have arrived at STEM City, USA. It is what every city should be. A safe and trusted community where you find people and resources to help you become everything you are and beyond. STEM City is unlike anything you have ever experienced. It is a digital twin of the world around you, only better. STEM City is about energy and soul renewal. It is more than a digital world. You can almost feel the power of live cultural events, music, and theater. STEM City promises a better future for children with caring mentors and hands-on activities with dedicated tutors to support our youth. STEM City is your passport to a healthy lifestyle with weekly events addressing our community's many issues. STEM City is your financial well-being with helpful information on wealth management, career advancement, job training, and so much more. STEM City is the community you deserve. It is the city where your dreams can come true. STEM City USA, a place in the sky that is accessible to all who reach for the stars.
I do it like that. 7-fit flex on the jacks on that.
On Thursday, July 25th, I had the privilege of witnessing Kansas City, Kansas Mayor Tyrone Garner present the key to the city to Mr. Edward Dwight Jr. Mr. Dwight holds several remarkable distinctions. He was the first African-American astronaut candidate, the first African-American graduate of then-segregated Bishop Ward High School in Kansas City, Kansas, and currently, at 92 years old, he is the oldest man to have journeyed to space. Despite facing political and racial obstacles that prevented him from becoming the first African American in space, Mr. Dwight's resilience and humility shine through. During his acceptance speech, he emphasized the importance of moving forward, overcoming challenges, and remaining humble throughout life's journey. His story deserves to be heard across the United States as it serves as a testament to the perseverance and the pursuit of dreams. May Godspeed accompany Mr. Dwight, and may God continue to bless the United States of America. And Mr. Dwight and the team at the Space Race, thank you as you helped us send these young people to Atlanta, Georgia to attend the National Society of Black Engineers Convention, where they won, they networked, and they found other mentors like you.
Kansas City is in my blood. And if it wasn't for Kansas City, no.
You had to make sure it got in space.
No, but if it wasn't, there were two factors that allowed me to take life by the neck and go for things. And one was my mom, Georgia Dwight, who a lot of you in the audience had affiliations with. But she was an incredible visionary. I'm not going to make this long, I'm going to make it as short as I can. But she was an incredible visionary, starting me at school at Keeling in preschool when I was 2. All kind of creative art classes. I was the Y at some of the Quindera. When I was 4, library card. And it was very, very fascinating about this library card stuff, because my mom looked like she was white. And we went down to the public library on Minnesota Avenue, and they wouldn't give me a library card because they couldn't give a library cards to the colored kids. So I ended up she referred us to Northeast Junior High School Library and said, we think he can get a card there. So I went up and they didn't want to give me a card because I was only 4 years old. So my mom rebelled and said, they thought I was going to tear up their books. And she says, no, he'll be your best customer. And it turns out that I was their best customer. And there's an interesting story about life and how life works. At Northeast Junior High School, because of the art thing that Mom had me got started, I was going there studying all the great masters in the Renaissance times, because I wanted to be a painter like all these great Michelangelo and all those guys. And at 8 years old, the war started. And they put a packet of 7 Army Air Corps manuals in that library. And out of curiosity, now you got to understand that I had been going to the Fairfax Airport, which was a walking distance of my house, since I was a little bitty kid, 2 years old. Mama introduced me to flying and all that kind of stuff by going to the airport. So I actually worked at the airport as I was one of their mascots, cleaning the airplanes for airplanes that were flying out west to go hunting. I cleaned the airplanes when they got back from these hunting trips. And they paid me a nickel or a dime. And I said, God, I thought about this flying thing. I wonder how this flying thing works. When I cleaned the airplane, the whole bottom of these steering wheels were filled with beer bottles. And I said, God, God, I hate beer. I hate beer, so I'll never be able to fly in there. Gotta drink beer. But what ended up happening when the war started, I was about 8 years old when the war started, they put a group of 7 manuals on how to train pilots for World War II. And out of curiosity, I checked those books out, and I had them on permanent checkout. And I was reading these books. Meantime, time passes on. For 8 years, I'm reading these books and going over the tests in the back of each chapter of these books. So I'm now in junior college, and Mom got me two paper routes for the Kansas City Call and Kansas City, Kansas, when I was. And I threw papers all the way through college, by the way. And so on my call paper run, I was in school, I went up to pick up my call papers, and lo and behold, on the front page above the fold was a picture of Dayton Ragland, who was from Kansas City, and he was a jet pilot flying in Vietnam, or Korea rather. And I looked at that thing and I said, my God, they're letting black folks fly airplanes. So I went down and I applied for pilot training immediately, because I really didn't think that they were letting I didn't know anything about Tuskegee Airmen. And so I said, man, they're letting blacks fly. And so I went to the recruiting office, they kicked me out, they told me I was too short and I stuttered, which was true, by the way. But I wrote to Pentagon and I said, I want to fly. And Pentagon wrote me back and sent a team to my college. I was the first in line, and they sent me to Denver to test for pilot training. It was a 2.5-hour test. I sat down and I said, you know, I've seen this stuff before. And lo and behold, the same questions at the end of each chapter. It was a 2.5-hour test. I finished it in about 25 minutes. And I walked up to the guy, and I gave him the test. He said, well, too hard for you, huh? And I said, no, I think I might have missed 2. And that was true. I missed 2. And they carted me off to the Air Force, and that was the start of my career. But that was, to me, that was Kansas City. And that's what Kansas City represented to me. And all the opportunities, going to Bishop Ward was a quiet reward in itself. Because what it did to me, I was out there with those white kids, and all of a sudden I began to realize that they weren't any better than I was. And so I found out that I was on an honor roll, and both me and my sister Rita were honor students out there. And I saw myself being able to compete on an equal footing, so I was never afraid to go out there in the universe, because there was nothing that told me in my head that I was not as good or better than the average person. And the white folks did not fear them. I was not apprehensive about being around them, and it allowed me to compete with them on an equal footing, which in order for me to become an astronaut guy, and that's another long show we can't get into today because we don't have time, but there was so much politics, and it's a really incredible story about how I got there and the need in this country for engineers and scientists, because that's why I was chosen as a black astronaut to make available more engineering and science careers and jobs for black folks. And that's what the whole thing was originally about. And that's why I was not angry that I didn't go up in space, because my job was to put it on the minds and open the conversation in America, and open the conversation to the black community especially, that we can do things. And that's what the whole thing was, and that's what my life has been about. All the things that I've done, it has to do with allowing, the historian part is to tell the white folks that we did something. We just didn't come over here and get on welfare. I mean, we did things, and that's what those 132 memorials that I have across the country and in Canada are all about. And they're educational, they're large, and white folks get more out of these things than a lot of our black communities. So I want to thank the Mayor Garner for staging this event. I want to say there's a song where we say, "I'm not worthy." It's a big song, and I don't want to get up and say I'm not worthy, but Lord have mercy, this is really overwhelming for me. I've gotten a lot of awards in my space, but from Kansas City, it's a totally different deal.
when you have access to information, you can make better decisions if you can process the information. So the thing that I desperately want communities, especially in low-income areas, to realize is that you have everything you need to solve your own problems within your community.
Da
communities, especially in low-income areas, to realize is that you have everything you need to solve your own problems within your community.